Leny Yoro struggles to hide his frustration with Andre Onana after Lyon display, as he says Man United keeper's late blunder came at worst moment. Leny Yoro expressed his frustration after Man United conceded a 95th-minute equalizer against Lyon in the Europa League. The Red Devils took on the French side in the first leg of their quarter-final tie on Thursday night, with Yoro cancelling out Thiago Almada's opener, which came following an Andre Onana error. Joshua Zirkzee's 88th-minute strike looked to have secured a vital victory for Ruben Amorim's side heading into next week's second leg, but Ryan Cherki tapped home a last-gasp goal after Onana spilled Georges Mikotad's shot. Onana's disastrous game came after he had been involved in a war of words with former Man United and now Lyon midfielder Nemanja Matic in the build-up to the clash. Matic had taken exception to Onana claiming Lyon are a very good team, but that, "I think we are better than them," branding the shot-stopper one of the worst goalkeepers in Man United history. And, following Onana's performance, Yoro was left struggling to hide his frustration, particularly with the second error. "We were winning 2-1. I think away this was a good score, but we go with a draw and we try to win the game at home. We defended really well, but they are a good team, have a good striker, so we need to be ready for everything, but unfortunately we concede the goal." In the run-up to the game, Onana's war of words with Matic had continued when he posted on social media, "I would never be disrespectful to another club. We know that tomorrow will be a difficult game against a strong opponent. We focus on preparing a performance to make our fans proud. At least I've lifted trophies with the greatest club in the world.
Sam canti sei desame."
And Paul Scholes, speaking on TNT Sports, was critical of Onana and claimed that the Cameroonian stopper would be regretting his pre-match actions. "He is probably wishing he kept his mouth shut. The first goal, is a really bad mistake," he said. "Decent ball in, he gets across the front post, Yoro plays him on. I'm not sure what the keeper is trying to do, the ball bounces right in front of him, it's an awful mistake." On the second error, he called for Onana to have softer hands, while suggesting United may need to go into the market for a new goalkeeper in the summer. A goalkeeper is something to think of, but, budget-wise, where are the priorities? Can they get away with it? A goalkeeper is a very important part of a team, but he has not been quite good enough. Maybe he needs some competition. It will come down to money. He might think he needs forwards and midfielders and try and survive with it. He is capable. At Inter he was good with his feet, and that hasn't quite happened. It hasn't been great. There are a lot of problems for Amorim, and he knows that." However, Amorim refused to criticize Onana following the game and reaffirmed his belief in him. "If you look at the season, I've made more mistakes than them during these last games and during these last months," he said. "There's nothing I can say to Andre in this moment that will help him, so the most important thing is to be natural, and then when the time comes I will choose the best 11 to play. But I'm really confident in Andre." Meanwhile, Yoro's first-half equalizer was his first goal for United since his £52 million summer move from Lyon, and he admitted the achievement was yet to sink in. "I didn't enjoy too much," he added. "No celebration because it's normal, we want to win.
No time for celebration.
Really happy to score my first goal. We don't have the win, but it's okay. Honestly, it was really quick. I don't even think about anything, I just put my head, try to score." Manchester United cannot ignore the brutal truth about Andre Onana much longer. Man United drew 2-2 with Lyon in their Europa League quarter-final first leg, and Andre Onana was at fault for both goals. When Andre Onana hit back at Nemanja Matic, you knew there was a chance it could end in tears. Matic said Onana is one of the worst goalkeepers in Manchester United history at a press conference on Wednesday afternoon, and the United shot-stopper soon responded. "At least I've lifted trophies with the greatest club in the world. Some can't say the same," said Onana. After that response, Onana had to deliver a faultless performance at the Groupama Stadium, but he made an awful blunder for the opening goal. It probably would have been a good idea to place money on Onana making a mistake. Unfortunately, his time in Manchester has been error-strewn, and it was no surprise to see him fail to react quickly enough as Thiago Almada whipped in a free kick, which found its way into the right corner. He would have wished he'd kept his mouth shut as he slowly fetched the ball from the back of his net. Matic celebrated with his teammates, and perhaps the French TV cameras picked up a smirk on his face. The Serbian had every reason to laugh to himself after their recent exchange. Then, when United had fought back to lead 2-1 thanks to Leny Yoro and Joshua Zirkzee, Onana made another error at the death, meaning he was at fault for both of Lyon's goals. Where do you even start with Onana? He was chosen to succeed David De Gea and was supposed to be a world-class addition when he signed from Inter Milan in the summer of 2023. He was hopeless in the Champions League group stage during his first season at United, but he seemed to turn a corner last year before returning to his former ways in recent months. Onana won the Premier League's Save of the Month award for his outstanding double stop against Crystal Palace in September and somehow bettered it against Fenerbahce in October. Then it all started to go downhill for Onana when United lost 2-0 against Arsenal in December. The 28-year-old conceded 2 goals from corners and followed that display with a huge mistake against Nottingham Forest and another error against Victoria Plzen in the Europa League. Fast forward to April and Onana made more mistakes against Lyon, made worse by his response to Matic. Onana was obviously well within his rights to reply to Matic, however. He invited extra pressure by doing so and antagonized the partisan home crowd. Onana is a strong character. He will have the mettle to forget his performance against Lyon, although he cannot seem to eradicate errors from his game, and that is undoubtedly a problem. Ultimately, Amram may feel enough is enough. How long can United go on with a keeper who regularly makes high-profile errors? Onana is an erratic player and United may need a replacement sooner rather than later.